Wow, what have I just witnessed? Damn. This is why the sport of boxing, when it comes to pure drama, it's very difficult to beat boxing. And that's no disrespect to other sports. I love so many other sports. I'm a massive sports fan. But there's something particularly unique about boxing. It's one of those sports where you just can't take your eye off it. And nights like tonight just live in the memory. And if you're not a boxing fan, after what you've just seen tonight, you will be forced to become one because we have just witnessed in Ipswich one of those nights where it's just unbelievable. I'm sitting here now, moments after watching that fight, and I still struggle to comprehend what I've just witnessed. Wow, amazing. Anyway, I'm talking about Fabio Wardley versus Justice Huni. Fabio Wardley of Ipswich fighting in his hometown, in his home stadium. He's a big Ipswich football fan. In front of 20,000 fans, he was taking on Justice Huni of Australia. Big fight. WBA number one contender versus a WBO number one contender. It's for the WBA interim title, heavyweight title. But also, and perhaps even more importantly, it was an eliminator for a full world title shot held by, obviously, Alexander Usyk. And shout out as well to the fans that turned up tonight because over 20,000 fans turned up. It was pouring with rain all day today, and it was the same in Ipswich. And I know what it's like when you go to outdoor stadiums to watch boxing, especially in the evening. It's cold and it gets wet. Sometimes it's not the most pleasant of experience, but after what they witnessed, those who stayed anyway, after what they've witnessed, they'll probably go home feeling quite warm because amazing fight. I mean, what can I say? I mean, the first round, Fabio came out. He made a good start, actually. Came out looking sharp behind the jab, looking to pose himself on Huni. Huni tucked up well. I thought Fabio took the first round, but right at the end of the first round, I thought that Huni did land a couple of decent shots on Fabio, almost as if to let him know, listen, man, I'm here. And so it was a good first round, some good sharp boxing by both men. But I gave Fabio the first round. I thought he just about nicked that first round. Second round, similar, although you could see Huni was already starting to come forward. You could see already he was halfway through the second round, he was starting to grow in confidence. But I think Fabio probably outworked him. Fabio still looked sharp. And I think I just about gave Fabio that second round. But the fight changed in the third round. Huni started to come forward. I was quite surprised he was able to back Fabio Wardley up quite easily. I kind of expected that Fabio would be the one on the front foot and Huni would be the one backing up, or at least I thought Fabio would control the center of the ring. But it was Huni who took the center of the ring and he looked comfortable. He looked really good. Behind the jab, tucked up well, getting in close, landing combinations, showed good variety, head and body. And he was starting to really look good. And by about rounds 3, 4, he was pretty much in complete control of the fight. And by round 4 as well, I noticed that Fabio was taking big gulps of air. You could see he was looking a little bit, if not despondent, you could see he was kind of second guessing himself at times in there because he just wasn't able to land. And by the same token, Fabio's defense looked a little bit awry. His hands seemed to be dropping low with each round as increasingly he was getting more tired. He looked a bit ragged in there. There were times when he was just about to throw a punch and then he checked himself and then he got caught with a shot, So, Huni was looking really good. He's looking comfortable. He was in control. And by about rounds 5 or 6, he was in complete control. Catching Fabio cleanly with big shots. Fabio's defense looked out of sorts. There were times when Fabio was getting caught clean. He's had his hands down low. And he was getting caught and then ducking his head down low, which means he was inviting to get hit with a second shot, which Otson would. So, I pretty much ran about round 7, 8. He was beginning to look to me as if Huni might stop Fabio. That's how far in front he was. I mean, after the second round, I didn't give Fabio a round, and he was looking a little bit sorry for himself. You could see Ben Davison in the corner was trying to get a tune out of him. Fabio was searching for answers. He looked bereft of ideas. Meanwhile, Huni was looking really good, coming forward, jabbing, uppercuts, going to the body, landing some good solid shots. And I was thinking, wow, man, in the biggest night of Fabio's life, he's being outclassed. Because that's what it was. He was being outclassed. And, I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating. You could see in there was one man with the amateur pedigree, with the years and years of acquired boxing knowledge. And it was starting to show. And I was thinking to myself, this fight has demonstrated to me that Fabio probably isn't quite ready yet at the top level. I mean, those of you who watch me on a regular basis will know I'm a big fan of Fabio Wardley. I love the story. I mean, 4 white collar fights. He didn't have any amateur fights. 4 white collar fights, went straight to pro boxing. And here he is boxing in a world title eliminator and things like that. So I'm a big fan of Fabio. But I was starting to feel a bit sorry for him, I'm not going to lie, because he was getting beaten so comprehensively. It weren't funny. You know what I mean? And Huni in complete control. I mean, I made notes of it. 8, 9, Huni in complete control. And I was starting to think, if Fabio can last out the rounds and see out the rounds without getting stopped, this is probably a result for him. That's how badly he was being beaten, in my opinion. He was losing every round and losing it well. So to the 10th round. Round started as many of the previous rounds had started, with Huni on the front foot, coming forward, boxing behind a jab, boxing beautifully at times, making Fabio miss, making him pay. Solid defense, good footwork, fast hands. Looked to be in complete control. Halfway through the round, Huni steps forward, makes Fabio miss, lands a couple of shots. Fabio resets. They both look to exchange. Fabio lands first with an overhand. What was it? Overhand right? It was a right hand anyway. Beats Huni to the punch and knocks him down heavily, really heavily. Huni falls flat on his back. And you think to yourself, as soon as he lands like that, you think he's not going to beat the count. The referee calls it off. I've had a couple of people message me and say that they thought maybe the referee was a little bit premature, but noticeably Huni and his corner did not complain. I thought it was the right stoppage, right thing to do, stop the fight. Huni was completely out of it to me. And Fabio wins the fight in the 10th round by knockout. One big punch, that's all it took. And that is in essence the beauty of Fabio Wardley. I've said it so many times when I've watched this guy fight. He's not the greatest boxer. He's blessed with a lot of natural attributes, like he has great athleticism. He's a powerful man. But the thing you love about Fabio is that you can never count him out. The man's got a heart the size of Ipswich Football Stadium, and it showed tonight. What he did was amazing because, like I said, it was Rocky-esque. I mean, and I don't even like Rocky films, you know what I mean? But what you saw tonight was a Rocky-esque performance from a super guy, man. I'm really pleased for Fabio. He deserves his moment. Hard luck to Justice Huni because he was winning the fight and winning it well. I mean, he will have nightmares tonight. He will probably go home and opine that he got a little bit greedy, because if he'd have just stayed behind the jab and boxed sensibly, he would easily have won that fight because he was in complete control. No one can argue that for 1 second. But they say in boxing sometimes, man, you don't get greedy when you're in with a puncher, and you don't trade with a puncher, actually. And that's what he did. He traded with the puncher when he didn't really need to. Fabio beat him to the punch, and that was all she wrote. An amazing finish. I mean, honestly, I could not believe what I jumped up, I screamed out. The neighbours must be thinking, what's going on up there? Amazing fight, man. I mean, as I said, boxing sometimes gives you these moments that very few other sports can match, and tonight was one of them. So well done to Fabio Wardley. He keeps his unbeaten record. He does have 1 draw to Fraser Clark. We saw how he avenged that one. But tonight was a special moment for him. He'll be thinking after tonight that no one can stop him, because when you're getting beaten from pillar to post as he was for the best part of 6, 7, 8 rounds, and then you come back in the 10th round and do that to your opponent, he must be thinking that he's unstoppable. So yeah, man, well done to Fabio Wardley. Well done to Ben Davis and his trainer for keeping him in the fight. Well done too to Justice Huni. I mean, listen, no shade on Justice Huni. He lost to, I wouldn't say the better boxer, but he lost to the better man in terms of Fabio was able to land the right punch at the right moment. But make no mistake, Justice Huni is a very good fighter. He's still very young. I think he's, what, 26, 27. He will come back from this. He will learn from this. But yeah, an amazing night of boxing. And yeah, wow. As I say, if you watch the fight, especially if you're watching it live, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. This was an amazing night. Well done to Fabio Wardley. Amazing performance. And I look forward to seeing his next fight. Hopefully it's for a world title. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please, please, please like, share and subscribe. Spread the message. Tell your friends. Catch you on the next one. I am out.